Good evening and welcome to Neighborhood Board 14. And I'd like to wish all of you a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. Hopefully this year will be, well, better than next year. But boy, we really started this year with a bang here in Los Angeles. And I don't know what's going to happen with a new president, but we'll see. It should be an exciting year. Just a few administrative announcements. First of all, please close your cell phones. And if you are going to speak, especially if you're on a WebEx, please raise your hand and our neighborhood assistant will tell me that you want to say something. Okay. And also I'd like to introduce our temporary, I guess you could call it, the neighborhood assistant is Jeffrey Jones. How about a big round of applause? Yeah. I told him I'm sorry. Camellia is cuter than he is. Did you hear that, Camellia? Yes, she did. Okay. All right. First order of business. I asked him, how come you're not in Los Angeles? But we're glad you're still here and protecting us, the Honolulu Fire Department.
Good evening. Michael Fuji, firefighter on Engine 4 at the Kulupini Fire Station. Stats for the month of December 2024 for fires, we had 4 activated alarms, no fire. Emergencies, 102 medical emergencies, 1 motor vehicle collision involving a pedestrian. For our fire safety kit, has to do with appliance and electrical safety. Minimize electrical fire risks in your home. Safety tips. Electrical work should only be performed by a qualified electrician. Check your electrical cords if they are cracked or damaged. Replace them. Do not overload all outlets or power strips. Use certified power strips that meet safety standards. Extension cords should not be used long term. They are designed for temporary use. Follow the manufacturer's instructions, all appliances. For more information, safety tips and checklists, visit the HSD website at fire.org. Any questions?
I have a big question. You don't have to answer if you don't feel like answer it, but are we prepared for something like that happened in Los Angeles and also in Lahaina? And is there anything that we have to do to hopefully prevent something like that from happening? I live on top of ʻAlewa Heights, and next to ʻAlewa Heights on the border is Kamehameha School, and they have all the trees up there, and the wind blows very hard.
Well, for the first part of your question, yes, the HFD does have a plan. After the Lahaina fires, the HFD kind of went around and they came up with a response plan. It's pretty comprehensive that we can meet with to cover our areas. If need so, we can ask for mutual aid, federal and state firefighting. And for as far as your homes, the important thing is to make sure that you clear the brush and area around your home, kind of create a buffer. So in case there is a fire, like say you have bamboo vegetation, it will not encroach onto your home. That's kind of important things. And then if you can clean your gutter of any tree or that kind of bamboo materials, that'd be helpful.
Thank you. It's nice to hear that. Questions from the board? Any questions from the audience? How many, any questions from the audience on WebEx? Okay, if not, thank you, and thank you for coming. Yeah. Gentlemen, thank you for coming. Next, Honolulu Police Department, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, this is Lieutenant Hatiko at District 5. I'm one of the nighttime commanders here at the Kalihi Police Station. Can everyone hear me clearly?
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
Okay, Happy New Year, everyone. Let me give you the statistics for the month of December. There were no aggravated assaults. There were 6 auto thefts, 2 burglaries, 1 robbery, no sex assaults, 3 simple assaults, 16 simple thefts, and 6 unauthorized entries into motor vehicles. Total calls for service were 1,379 calls. And in November, you guys had 1,228 calls for service. There's usually an uptick in December just because of the holiday time. Tip for the month is a lot of people are currently still on their New Year's resolutions phase. So there might be a lot more walkers in your neighborhoods. So just beware of the walkers and make sure you observe all the pedestrian laws. And we also remind the pedestrians, you guys also have rules to follow. And to please adhere to those so that we prevent any kind of accidents that are unnecessary. Just so you guys let you know, the auto thefts reported in December, they were on Liliha Street in the 2000 block, the 2000 block of Nuuanu Ave, the 1600 block of Nuuanu Ave, the 2200 block of Mahalo Street, and the 1400 block of Alani Street. For the burglaries that I reported, one of them was in the 400 block on North Kuakini. No one was arrested in that case, but we're pretty sure about the suspect, and it's a person related. And the other one was in the 1500 block of Pohaku. Also in that one, no arrests, but we also pretty much have a suspicion about who the suspect is, and it's a related person. The one robbery I reported, it's a shoplifting case where the shoplifter got violent with the store walker at the Times Supermarket at the North School Street. I'm open to any questions or concerns.
Yeah, on the agenda, we have you down for the apprehension of that burglar on the top of ʻAlewa Heights. Any progress on that?
I'm not sure which, when did that occur, sir?
That was brought up, I believe, last meeting. Supposedly there's a burglar. I don't know if he's homeless. He's identified. And I guess you had a powwow with the city council member and all the residents of concern up in ʻAlewa Heights. Do you know anything about that?
No, I wasn't involved with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have the council member follow up. Also, thank you very much for the Christmas card. I think you're the only department that gave us a Christmas card. Guys, you want to see it? By the way, it's okay. Very nice. Thank you. Any questions from the board?
I have one. I use cloud mapping a lot, and I noticed now there's a rash of weapons coming up. Can we get also a status on that too, on our monthly report? Is that possible?
Sure. You concerned just about crimes committed with weapons?
Yes, because right now there's a lot. I mean, just maybe 4 months. It appears on crime mapping that this weapons starts to show up, and then my concern was when you go into crime mapping, they don't tell you details, and then the thing is that they tell you roughly where the thing happened or the incident happened. My concern is I don't like to we have a lot of senior citizens walking around and all that, and I don't want, if they can avoid the area that the weapons are so-called regularly happening, to avoid. Is that possible?
Yeah, I'll make sure and I get that information, and I'll make sure the other lieutenant also knows, sir.
Thank you.
No problem.
Any other questions from the board? How about from the audience? How about for anybody from WebEx? Oh, you do another one. Go ahead.
A neighbor on Aloni Street. That used to be, starting would be Palama Street and coming up to, Bokini Street. She told me that she reported this, loud noise, yelling and all that from about 12 o'clock at night to 5 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
She said she called the police department. And she also said that, there's people sleeping in the park. And we have the officers that double check that area every so often.
Which park specifically is that, sir?
Lanakila Park.
Okay,
Thank you.
no problem.
Thank you. Any other questions from the board? Yes, go ahead.
Testing. Lieutenant Hatiko.
Hello,
Hi, me, Walin. How are you?
how's it, Wellen?
Can you just tell your officers that we thank them? We know that it's kind of shorthanded still with the officers on hand. And we just wanted to thank them for serving the community.
I will direct that to them. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Any other questions from the board? How about the audience? How about WebEx? Okay, if not, Lieutenant, thank you very much and Happy New Year.
Thank you. You guys have a good evening.
Thank you. Now that I think we have everybody, Jeff, can you do a roll call just for quorum? Just call out the names and if you're here or on WebEx, just say you're here.
Test, 1, 2. Everyone hear me good? All right. Apologize in advance if I butcher your name. I haven't practiced pronunciations beforehand. Chair Fong,
Here.
Member Higa, Member Kaapu, Member Magawai, I believe is online. Gotcha. Member Mitsuda,
Here.
Member Oao Ota. Did I get close enough? All right. Member Peng, Member Yamamoto,
Present.
Member White, Member Anita, Member Cantrell, Member Christian. That is everybody.
Terrific. We have a full house. Thank you, everybody, for coming on first meeting of the year. Okay, moving right along. Board of Water Supply.
I am online. Happy New Year to everybody in
Hey,
attendance.
hi.
Hi. I have just one general announcement, hopefully short. Go to boardofwatersupply.com/waterwisdom to watch a short video on conducting your own water audit. So we have a water wisdom program that offers tools to help customers conserve water and detect leaks. So this program, you'll learn how to perform home water audits to ensure your fixtures and appliances meet low flow standards and help identify leaks that waste water. So also, don't forget to pick up your free water audit bag at our public service building on 630 South Beretania Street. So let's make every drop count. So that's all I have to say for this month. Thank you.
Oh, thank you and Happy
Short.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
We'll hopefully see you back down here in my one of these meetings. Any
Last one,
questions
yeah.
from the board? Any from the audience? How about WebEx? Okay, if not, thank you.
All right.
Uh,
Thanks.
Aloha.
No.
Next on the agenda, filling of vacancies. I believe we have one vacancy in District 4. Anybody like to fill that vacancy? Moving right along. Resident concerns. let me start off with, I believe, I don't know if he's here, but if Jeff, if we read this resident concern because our city representative is not here. So I just give this to you and then you can forward it to him. But anyway, I'm going to read this, okay? This is a resident concern and this individual did not want to be identified for fear of reprisal. I don't guess that's the word used. Anyway, quote, I recently noticed a no parking sign was damaged, then replaced outside of 518 North Judge Street. And now it looks as though it was cut down and left on the side of the road. The occupants of this resident use this no parking area as a convenient spot for their friends whenever they have a get together. Is this permissible? Okay, I'll give this to you, Jeff, after, because our city rep is in here. So as long as he knows, and he can take it to whoever property department it is. The other person, I believe, is she here? Rona Megaya Ya? Yeah, are you here? Guess not. I invited her down, but to talk about director of youth services of Liliha Valley. No? Okay, we'll move along. Anybody have any resident concerns? Board? Yes. Come on up. Can you identify yourself then? Whoa, don't fall down.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Fong. My name is Ryan Lim. I'm a resident of Uwanu, and then last month I brought up my concern regarding the bill that went through the legislature. It basically allowed for healthcare access for minors, for children as young as 14 to get healthcare services or reproductive healthcare services without their parents knowing. And also, the thing that most shocked me about the bill was that I read that it allowed children to be financially responsible for it. And I just, during the last meeting, I asked if the board would be able to add it as a to the minutes for an upcoming meeting. I would like to hear more about what the future of this legislation will be. And yeah, that's basically what I wanted to know.
Let me make sure we understand. It's juveniles 14 and
So-
older.
So
getting-
based off of my understanding of the bill, if you're 14 and up, you can ask to get any healthcare services related to reproduction. So that's broadly defined, but the bill does allow for that, and then it also because it also makes a person financially responsible for whatever services they get.
Okay, you know what I'm going to do? We do have our state representative here, and I know she's not going to, I don't want to ask her to, respond to that, but I'm going to note this on the agenda and we'll see if you put it on the agenda and let her report on it. Is that okay, Representative? Oh, okay, you heard that? Then you can forget it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so it's not going anywhere. Is that right? Not yet, okay. Why don't we wait and see if it goes?
Okay. Sure.
Okay, maybe we'll
Thank
do
you.
that. It's maybe premature. Yeah, we'll know by next.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, but thank you very much. Wow,
Oh, I have a chair. I have a question.
yes.
I
go ahead.
remember you, and then so I gave you, or you met with Senator Rose to discuss the problem that you had. What
Yes.
happened to that discussion?
My memory is a little bit foggy, but I think it was kind of inconclusive because Senator Trying to remember what happened. I think he needed more information on it. I think that's what you said. He needed to get more information
From you or
or
for his research?
for his research.
So right now, the court is still under Senator Rose as far as I'm concerned. He is the legislature that you brought that thing up to. And you and him supposed to have come to any type of conclusion on how he would so-called try to get a bill that you requested for. So right now, I believe right now, the way you're talking, it's all up in the air yet.
Sorry, could you repeat that last part? I didn't quite understand.
Okay. The last meeting, when you brought this thing up, I gave you Senator Rose to discuss the problem that you had.
Yes.
And then he's supposed to try to resolve this thing or come out with a bill to resolve your so-called problem, the problem you identified us with. So the question I have is that during the discussion with Senator Rose, is any type of conclusion was so-called agreed upon that he would do so, whatever?
If I recall correctly, sorry to interrupt. I don't think we reached a conclusion because he mentioned he didn't have enough information about the bill.
Right, so the part that he was supposed to research and then come back to you to say, this is the way the bill is going to be written and this is the way. And I hope that you and him agreed upon the so-called bill. If not, so we have Senator Rose that's going to come up very soon, then on the so-called politician side. So if you're not so-called clear when we bring Senator Rose up, you can come up and so-called find out what is going to happen, or if the bill that you were looking for, is that going to be resolved? Because as far as I'm concerned, you had good justification. And I thought by talking to Senator Rhodes that he would help you so-called come up with some kind of bill to so-called resolve the problem that you have.
Why don't we do this? Okay, we can't resolve it right now. And then we have Senator Rhodes, or actually a representative from Senator Rhodes. Do we have a representative from Senator Rhodes' office? WebEx? On WebEx? We do?
Hello, yes.
Yeah, why don't we wait for him? Her. Okay, we'll wait for her to respond to that. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
I'll ask her. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other concerns? Yes, please come up. Identify yourself and.
Hi, I'm Margaret Lim. I just want to suggest to Representative Takenouchi that I want her to continue to oppose the legalization of recreational marijuana. As many of you know, I was a candidate, and that is a major concern to many constituents. I would say 95% are upset when they hear about the legalization of recreational marijuana. So please continue to oppose it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes. Important issue. Thank you very much. Any other concerns, resident concerns? Okay, moving right along. Let's see. Any reports of members' attendance at any other meetings that may be of interest to us? Oh, I did. Let's see. I was asked along with the Representative Takenouchi to speak at the rehab. This is somebody says, Wes is at rehab? What happened to him? We were asked, and Jenna was there, to explain why community service and what we do, she as a representative and I as a chair of the neighborhood board, and a lot of other organizations feel it's important, and what we get out of it and why we think it's important to get involved. So I'll let Representative Takaguchi say anything during her little presentation. I thought it was I was very actually flattered that was asked. But these are the individuals who are mid-management going up the ladder, and they also to get involved. I think that's what it really was. So anyway, let's see. Ompo. Cora?
Okay, I'm trying to get all my things on. Okay. The Citizens Advisory Committee of OPPO, Organization of Metropolitan Planning Organization for Transportation for Oahu, met on the 8th of January, monthly meeting. And there was one thing of interest, besides the usual procedural things, the staff is now presenting to the CAC occasionally some presentation on topics of interest in transportation. So this month it was about bus shelters and how bus shelters can be improved for passengers, and things like trash cans to be made available, better canopies for shade, more comfort, and of course, highlighting safety. So there was a discussion of that and different technologies that are used elsewhere. Also trying to give more wayfinding information, like, when is the next bus coming? What bus is it? More interactive information, real-time information. Of course, this all costs money, and but it was a very interesting and productive presentation. And if anybody has any concerns about transportation in general on Oahu, let me know.
Thank you, Cora. How are you doing, by the way?
Oh, it's slow going. Yeah, but I'm using a walker and a cane, and I'm getting there. A lot of PT, and I got to try out the villas at St. Francis for rehab. That was good.
All I want to know is how's the food?
Pretty good, actually.
Oh, that's good to hear. I visited that place. It looks real nice.
Yeah,
Well,
you have
anyway,
options. Yep.
speedy recovery and get back to us. Any
Okay.
questions from the board? Any from the audience? Okay, moving right along. Let's see. No presentations. The mayor's representative could not be with us this evening, but he gave us a very long and comprehensive report, but I don't want to read the whole thing. So I've asked our secretary just to read the more important parts of his report, which is highlighted.
Thank you, Chair Fong. All right, for this month's highlights from the mayor's newsletter, city lifeguards and firefighters brave massive waves to compete in the eddy. The city and county of Honolulu announces a new landfill site on Oahu. Mayor Blangiardi honors council member Calvin Say, who is retiring after nearly 5 decades of public service. The 40th Honolulu City wraps up as thousands enjoy the displays. And then the city wins a $2 million grant for affordable housing development in Evelyn. And then the January 2025 edition of the mayor's newsletter can be found online at https://www.honolulu.gov/mayor/newsletter/. And then just a reminder that the registration for the 2025 neighborhood board elections is now open. So if you have not yet gone, or if you're interested in running for the board, please do so. They can be found at www.honolulu.gov/NCO. Then the city seeks Ocean Safety Commissioner candidates for the 2025 launch. The city is looking for exceptional individuals to join the Ocean Safety Commission, with initial meetings forecasted for July 2025. In preparation for its launch, the city is seeking 5 qualified and passionate members of the public to serve as commissioners. Then for department issue follow-ups, for the issue requesting updates for Monster Home status for 1604 Hanai Loop and 2043 Liliha Street. For the 1604 Hanai Loop, on October 15, 2024, the Department of Planning and Permitting Building Inspection Section conducted an investigation and revealed the following. The revocation process for building permit numbers 878868 and 878870 were started on May 16, 2023, and subsequently a notice violation number 2023, November 5th, or NOV 5153, was also issued on May 16, 2023, for the building permits being issued in error. The proposed dwelling structure did not conform to the requirements of the floor area ratio and required yard setbacks, all in violation of the provisions of the revised ordinances of Honolulu Chapter 21. Finding number 2, an appeal was filed by the owners of the property. Then, in spite of this, the building permit application number A2023-06-1464 was started on October 23, 2023 by the owners of the property to correct the NOV number 2023/NOV 05-153 and bring the structure into compliance. Building permit number 912556 was issued on September 6, 2024. From this point, all construction should adhere to the approved plans under this building. Site inspection was conducted on October 14, 2024. Revealed that construction had resumed. As of now, all work is being done under the approved plans of building permit 912556. The owners were notified to withdraw their appeal of the revocation of the 2 building permits under BBA case numbers 2173 and 2174, since the newly obtained building permits correct the FAR and setback discrepancies. There were no new building code violations observed at this time. The Department of Planning and Permitting Building Inspection Section will continue to monitor this project to ensure compliance is met. And then for the 2037 Liliha Street, on December 11, 2024, the APP BIS conducted an investigation with the owner of the property and revealed construction work in progress at the finished phase at various areas throughout the dwelling structure. The dwelling structure is now being occupied without a certificate of occupancy, which resulted in the notice of violation issued to the owner of the property on December 17, 2024. And then for squatters and illegal activity at abandoned property at 1621 Pohaku Street, the board, there is no update. Sorry, you don't hear this. The Honolulu Police Department, along with the city's stored property ordinance team, has conducted enforcement at this residence in the past. During the enforcement operations, the HPD and SPO team were able to clean trash and debris that was left around the residence and surrounding streets. Unfortunately, both the HPD and the SPO teams were not able to go onto the property due to the property being privately owned. Several neighbors that the HPD spoke to were encouraged to call 911 when suspicious individuals and activity are observed at the residence. The HPD has also contacted the DPP about the residents and the squatters that inhabit the garage area. DPP is aware of the residents and is currently working on a solution to properly address the activity of the residents. Per DPP, an investigation on 10/2/24 did not reveal anybody on the property. The property owner should call the Honolulu Police Department if there are any problems with squatters and illegal activity on the property. DPP does not regulate drug activity or homeless. Please have the owner contact HPD regarding homeless and illegal activity. In regards to concern requesting for crosswalk repainting at Nu'uanu Avenue and Bates Street intersection, per the Department of Design and Construction, the city's Honolulu Complete Streets Design Manual recommends improvements on certain multi-lane and high-volume streets such as Nu'uanu Avenue. The HCSDM recommends crossing improvements such as raised median and curb extensions to provide the necessary safe crossing at Bates Street. These improvements are planned to be included in the future rehabilitation of streets project, which is pending the availability of funds. Until these improvements have been installed, restriping a remarked crosswalk on Nuuanu Avenue at Bates Street is not recommended. Request for curb extension for Nuuanu Avenue and Judge Street intersection. Per the Department of Transportation Services, the DTS is preparing a work order for delineator installation at the corner of Nuuanu Avenue and Judge Street to slow turning vehicles and improve the safety of pedestrians at this intersection. Update from DTS regarding traffic study and speed enforcement. The Department of Transportation Services has completed their investigation into the board's request for speed humps fronting 2437 Pu'unui Avenue. Our field inspection confirmed that the existing signs and pavement markings are clearly visible, appropriately placed, and good operation. A review of the area's traffic collision history within the past 3 years did not identify any conditions, trends, or unusual circumstances which would necessitate the installation of additional traffic control devices at this time. In addition, a recent speed evaluation verified that the majority of motorists are traveling at or below the speed limit of 25 miles per hour. As such, the installation of speed humps or other traffic controls are not recommended at this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was very comprehensive. Thank you, Ed, wherever you are, and thank you, Chance, for reading it. Pursuant to the report, I'm gonna take off the monster home status for 2043 Liliha Street. In regards to the other location, since it hasn't been resolved, Jeff, can we leave that on? If it hasn't been resolved, I'm gonna leave it on. I don't know what OIP would say, but I'm sorry, I get hard to follow up on stuff like that. Yeah, and the other thing I wanted to follow up on, and it's on the agenda, status of an installation, no parking sign on the Mackay end of Amala Street. That's an accident ready to be happening, but he hasn't reported on it, so I'll leave that on. The status of the installation of the painted crosswalk on Nuuanu Avenue and Bates Street. We have some residents who are concerned about that. Well, I think we're just going to have to, they said that they're not going to do it until they do the improvements there. So I think that's the end of that. Until something comes up, we just have to wait. So that's what I'll do. I'll eliminate item number 1. Well, should I eliminate the squatter and alleged illegal activity abandoned property at 1621 Puhakli? They're already on notice. So I'm going to eliminate that unless you, and if anybody wants to, if it's still going on, I mean, report it. We'll bring it up again. Is that okay? Okay. Okay, any questions? Oh, no, I'm sorry. No questions. No one's to answer here. So anybody else want to bring anything else? No? Okay.
Yeah, the status on the.
Go ahead. Donald, can't hear you.
What is the status on the crosswalk on Nuuanu and Bates?
Okay. He's going to have to read it again.
The status for the Nuuanu and Bates Street crosswalk repainting. So the city's Honolulu Complete Streets Design Manual recommends improvements on certain multi-lane and high-volume streets such as Nuuanu Avenue. The HCSDM recommends crossing improvements such as raised median and curb extensions to provide the necessary safe crossing at Bates Street. These improvements are planned to be included in a future rehabilitation of streets project, which is pending the availability of funds. Until these improvements have been installed, restriping of a marked crosswalk on Nuuanu Avenue at Bates Street is not required. And this is per the Department of Design and Construction.
Are you telling me that they're not going to paint the crosswalk?
Yes, at least per the Department of Design and Construction. Not at this time.
The question I have is that, okay. Can they give us a reason why they're not going to paint it?
Well, I'll tell you what then. If you have a question, can we just leave it on the agenda and you can ask Ed, for that
Right.
that answer.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he'll read the minutes of this meeting. Okay, I'll leave that one on.
Thank you.
All right, hold on. Let me put that back on. What's up? That's the parking. No parking. Okay, anybody else? Any questions? No, no questions. Any other comments? All right, moving right along. Let's. Oh, council member, Tyler DeSantos Tam. Councilmember Tam, anybody from his
Hi.
office?
Aloha, this is Lisa from his office.
Hi, all yours.
Happy New Year, everybody. I'm just going to give you a couple of highlights from council members' newsletter for January. Community updates on restricted parking zones. So the Department of Transportation Services has made significant strides in establishing restricted parking zones, or RPZs. In October 2023, Mayor Blangiardi signed Bill 2023, which officially designates specific streets in Kalihi Valley as RPZs. DTS has prepared RPZ passes for residents in various designated areas and is collaborating with the vendor to launch an RPZ application website by early beginning of this year. For more information on RPZ programs, visit the DTS website at www.honolulu.gov/DTS/RPZ or follow DTS on their social media channels. Also in 2025, Transit Construction Mitigation Fund relief plans for small businesses along the Dillingham corridor are underway to address the challenges caused by rail construction and traffic congestion. To support impacted businesses, our offices with Councilmember Cordero, they introduced Bill 40, which is in 2023, creating the Transit Construction Mitigation Fund. So the online portal is expected, in our newsletter, it says January 8th. It's been updated to January 27th. So the portal will open on Monday, January 27th at 10 a.m. And the application deadline has been moved from January 31st to February 7th at 10 a.m. For more information, you can go to www.revitalizeoahu.org for that information. I also want to share with you, tomorrow is our first committee of the year, and there have been a couple of changes. Previously, council member was the chair for executive matters and legal affairs. He was also the chair for transportation. There have been some moving arounds and combining of these committees, and now council member Dos Santos Tam is the chair for the budget committee. He is still the vice chair for zoning, and he's on 4 other committees as well. If you'd like to see the new titles of the committees, you can go to honolulucitycouncil.org, click on our council, and there is a title committees that you can click on, and you can see all of that there. Now I wanted to update you. Previously, residents were able to come to, I think it was the October meeting, with concerns of possible criminal activity in the ʻālewa area. We were able to meet with Bert and some other residents. Thank you to Lieutenant Hatiko, who was able to connect us with Lieutenant From Siri and Lieutenant Smith in that area, and we just recently met. So from that meeting, our office, along with HPD, will be talking with Oahu Country Club. We're going to try and gain access and assess possible encampments that could be contributing to the problems in the area. And we'll continue to keep you all updated here. And just want to remind that if you do see criminal activity, to call 911. Please file police reports because that helps to bring more awareness to the area. If you have any issues during that time, please contact a supervisor with HPD. Let's try to allow the process to work, and always feel free to reach out back to our office if you have any issues with that. Our office constituent services director, Lynn, she's been working with Bert. I was able to connect with HPD, so we'll still keep you updated on these issues. And that's what I have for now.
Is that it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. First of all, I want to thank Councilmember Tam and his office, more so you and Lynn, for taking care of that matter up in the top of ʻAlewa Heights. It took a lot of coordination, and I also want to thank Bert Lau taking the bull by the horns and getting the neighbors together, because that we did have a problem, a big problem with, I guess, a homeless individual living up there, burglarizing the homes. And he was coordinated with not only the HPD, but also the Kamehameha School and even the Wild Country Club, because they're own part of that ridge up there. So thank you very much. I did not hear anything more from the HPD since I live up there. So hopefully, I don't know what happened to the guy, maybe disappeared, but thank you very much. Comments? Questions or comments from the board, first of all?
Yes,
Yes, Donald.
yes. You know, on this Nuano and Bates, can the councilman get involved in this? Because in the past, painting crosswalks has been an issue in our area because it takes so long. And I wish the council person get involved in this thing so we can resolve this thing about painting crosswalks. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous that it takes so long for us to have crosswalk painted. And this is in his district.
Yes, I can certainly reach out to bring this information to Councilmember Tam and reach out to Ed with information that he's got, and maybe we both can bring an update at the next meeting.
Yes, and then I have a question, or all this building permit inspectors, so easement inspectors, can we get our direct line to the inspectors? Because this thing about calling the so-called agency and requesting is taking too long. And I know the city and county has map off districts where individuals are responsible for. So what I want is or the board wants, we want a list of all the inspectors. So if we have a problem, we'll forego the so-called formality about calling the department and requesting. I want to talk directly to the inspector and to resolve the problem as soon as possible. Can that be done?
I can look into that for you.
Yeah, because we know that the city of Honolulu is split in many districts.
Okay, okay, all right,
you.
thank you. Anybody else from the board? Yes, go ahead.
Hi, good evening. This is Walden Christian. So I am Subdistrict 5, which is encompassing North Kokini, Nu'uanu, Judd, and Liliha. At Malulani, Hale, it's at 114 North Kokini. I actually live right next to it. I was able to talk to a couple of the residents there. One complaint, and I don't know if this is your office, I'm assuming it is because it should be city. They just put in a new bus stop there. Thank you very much. We do have a lot of elderly on North Kokini. But what they're saying is when the refuge trucks come in to pick up the trash, which most of them are in dumpsters, they are blocking the bus stop. And one gentleman, he missed the bus because the bus didn't see him because it was 5:50 in the morning and they had the trash bins out there. So this morning I went out and I actually took pictures and I didn't get a chance to print it, but I will, and I'll send it to Tyler's office. I need to know what can be done to at least, it's kind of hard because they're just trying to get out of there as quickly as possible, but Is there like we could put a designated area for the dumpsters so that it does not block the bus stop and the crosswalks?
Yes, I can bring that up. I mean, I don't think they should be blocking the bus stops in the first place. All of us are not supposed to, but yeah, I can bring this up to our constituent services director.
Okay, good. You can take care of that. I'm not going to put it on the agenda.
Hello,
That's,
hello,
Mhm.
hello.
okay.
Hello?
Oh, 1 second. Anybody from the board? Any other
Hello,
questions or
hello,
comments?
hello, this is
Okay.
Deanna.
Yes. Who are you? Oh, Leanna. Hi. Yes. Ben? Leanna Ben? Hello? He was gonna. Yeah, she would.
Somebody unmuted me. Hello,
Yes.
I'm really disappointed that we took more than 5 years to repaint a measly crosswalk on New Warren Bates. If I have to, I'm going to bring the media out there and protest. Other people in Kaka'ako, all they had to do was bring the television stations there, protest, and they got it painted. And I played the rules. Complete Street has not done jack over there. It needs to be painted. And I wish I could be there, but I'm very sick right now. But I'm listening into this, and this is not going to hold for me. I'm very angry. I'm sorry. This is not working. We need a crosswalk there for the students to cross, to go to school, to go to church, to the neighborhood to catch their buses, rather than walk further down and cross the street. Why can't they do it?
Leanna, thank you very much.
Alright.
You know what? It's going to stay on the agenda. I'm not taking it off. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the same item under Council Member Tyler DeSantos. So
Tyler knows
Lisa,
about this.
Lisa,
He's
you're
known
still
about
there?
this for 2
Yes,
years.
I'm still here.
Did you understand what Ms. Ben is saying
Yes.
about the crosswalk? Can you look
Yes.
into that and give us a report back? I'm going to put that under Council Member Tam's item report
I'll be
back,
reaching
okay?
out to Ed as well. I want to get some information on, from his report.
Okay, Leanna, we're going to get back. They're going to get back to us next
Thank
week.
you,
I mean,
appreciate it.
next month. Thank you. And I hope you feel
Thank
better.
you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, next. Any other questions? Okay. Senator Rhodes' office. Senator Rhodes' office, somebody?
Hello?
Yes, go
Can you
ahead.
hear?
Yeah.
Aloha, everyone. My name is Sarah, and I am the new legislative aide for Senator Rhodes, and I will be relaying his messages for tonight's neighborhood board. So first, a new updated 2024-2025 COVID vaccine has been approved for use. COVID shots are now similar to flu shots in that they target the most prevalent strain of COVID, and this vaccine is not meant to prevent symptoms of every COVID variant. Rather, its aim is to prevent serious illnesses, hospitalization, and death. Next, we have opening day for the regular session of the legislature is Wednesday, January 15th, and you are welcome to come down to watch the proceedings from the gallery. You are also more than welcome to come and stop by the office at 228, and where after the session there will be food, and you can also come and say hi. If you have any new bill ideas, please get them to my office as soon as possible. We will try to get them in, but the filling deadlines are fast approaching. And lastly, please do not hesitate to call the office at 808-586-6130 with any questions or concerns, or you can also email at senroads@capital.hawaii.gov. I also know earlier that during the residents and community concerns, someone had a concern, and I personally am unaware of any bill or his research that he has done, but I can definitely get the answer to that and then come back next neighborhood board with that.
Okay, that's great. That's what I was going to ask you. Because
Yeah.
it was Mr. Lim who brought this up, and if you could follow up with it in regards to if there's any bill, and you can let us know whether or not it's a moot question.
Okay.
I'm going to entitle it I guess 14 plus getting health care. Is that a good way of it? Without parental, okay. I mean, without parental consent. Thank you very
Okay.
much. All right, let me put this down. Sent. Okay, thanks a lot, Lisa. Appreciate it. Any other questions, any comments from the board? How about, yes, Mr. Lim? Why don't you come back up? Did.
Thank you for looking into this. I just wanted to ask if you could, what is the deadline for introducing like bill concerns to Senator Rhodes?
Yes, so I am unaware of the exact day, but I do know because of the legislature starting on Wednesday, it is going to be within the next 2 weeks. It's going to be very soon. So, but I will find that question for you and then come back.
Uh,
Find the answer to your question.
okay.
Yes.
We'll
Thank
get to
you.
your answer by next month.
Yes.
Is there, may I ask what the senator's contact is?
Yes, absolutely. So you can reach out to him at the office or the office phone number, which is 808-586-6130, or you can email him directly at senroads, so SENRHOADS at capital.hawaii.gov. And he should get back to that.
If you have a problem with that, let me know. We have his other numbers.
Okay,
As a
thank
matter
you.
of fact, I think, never mind. They're all listed. So that answer your question?
Yes, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Thank you very much, Lisa. Any other questions or any comments from the audience? Okay. Moving right along.
Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Donna Mercado Kim, anybody from her office or is she
Yes.
here?
Good
Yes.
evening. This is Kathy from Senator Kim's office. Good evening, Chair, Board, and community members.
Hi.
Just want to add that the introduction for bill cutoff is actually January 23rd for any new bills. So just to answer Mr. Lim's question. And then also for the community update, the community report was digitally sent to the chair. Pretty much I was going to address the opening day of the legislature, but since that's already been brought up by Senator Rhodes' representative, Senator Kim would also like to invite anyone to room 218 if they happen to be at the Capitol as well. At this time, I'm available for any questions.
No, actually, is this the first year that the legislators are opening up their office for, what was that? After the session, come and join us for refreshments. Is that the word?
Yes, so this is my first opening day that I'm working with Senator Kim, but from my understanding, most offices have been opening their doors to the public after the official ceremony at 10.
Oh, after 10. But yours is at 12, right? But I was just surprised. I had all these invitations and,
Oh,
wow.
oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Chair. The Senate opening ceremony is at 10 a.m.
Oh, I see. And your open house is when? After 10?
Yes, so after the ceremony is concluded, which estimating about an hour and a half.
Yeah, I dare not ask, what are you going to serve? But thank you very much for the invitation.
At this point, it'll be a surprise. So if you do happen to come by.
I know Filipino, right?
She has a nice spread that she's trying to put out. So
But no balut? No, okay.
that she hasn't finalized her menu yet, so I'm unaware.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any questions or any comments from the board? Yes, Carol, I know you're ready to say something.
Chair, the COVID stopped when having people come into the offices, but before that, it was a full-on all-day thing, and it's back.
I'll see you there. Thank you. Any other comments, questions? All right, moving along. Representative Takanuchi.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, I missed in person last month, but I am back. Also, yes, I am also going to be part of opening day. If you are in the building, I'm in room 333. We should be wrapping up probably around noon, and then we're open until 2 p.m. if you're coming by to say hello. Would love to see whoever's around. Okay, just a couple quick updates. Did want to share that the DCCA Consumer Protection, the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs is announcing that they are launching a new consumer education program. This is specifically a lot of things around financial literacy, things like emergency preparedness, insurance, fraud, and other scams. They're kind of consolidating all this information online for the public because we've kind of seen an uptick in this kind of behavior targeting people. There's one website that they're going to be kind of hosting a lot of these things. And, you know, as I see it coming out, I'll be sharing it. If you're on my e-newsletter, I usually stick them in there, or the interesting ones I bring here to the board. They're not all that interesting. But the website where you can get a lot of these educational materials is cca.hawaii, HAWAII.gov, /education. And that's where they're going to be compiling a lot of these resources. Again, I'll also try and share kind of one-off things that I see come through as they're posting things online. I also wanted to announce that I'm hosting a town hall meeting on January 28th, specifically about speeding. I've been hearing a lot of concerns both along Pali Highway and in, you know, all of our residential neighborhoods. I think we all kind of know where they are, you know, up here, ʻālewa, Nu'uanu, Auli'i, Pa'oa Road, Booth, all these, but you're free. I've actually, I've gotten a bunch of agencies to come out and hear from community. So Department of Transportation is going to come to talk about Pali Highway. Department of Transportation Services at the city are sending some representatives to talk about our surface streets. And then both of our Honolulu Police Department precincts, both mine. You guys overlap with 5. I also share the other half of my district with 1. They're both going to be on hand to just answer enforcement questions. And mostly it's going to just be for them to hear from community though. You know, I really want, I hear from it and I pass it along to the departments, but I really think it would be helpful if, you know, they would be able to hear the frustrations from community about some of these long time speeding areas. So they decided that they would come out and hear from community and give some updates. I identified some problem streets, you know, that I've heard a lot of things from in the past, but everyone is welcome to share their experience, and the departments will be taking things back from that town hall meeting. Again, that's going to be from January 28th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at Kwananakoa Middle School. If you got my survey recently, which I'll talk a little bit more right after this, there was a save the date on that. Another postcard should be arriving in your homes late this week, early next week, just with that reminder of the date and time and information about the departments. Kwananakoa? In the cafeteria, sorry, cafeteria, Kwananakoa Middle School cafeteria. And then, yeah, like I mentioned, we just dropped the annual survey to community. Just some things, if you, sorry, I don't have, if you, so you can, if you received it home, oh, yeah. Would I borrow that and read the link to the online survey? Thank you to Board Member White. Hard copy dropped in homes. I'm going to be sending it out in my email list. You can either take it and return it, you know, I'll put a stamp on it, tear it in half, it can be anonymous, just fold it if you want to put your contact information, or it's also available online. I made a bit.ly link for this. It's a shortened link, but it's one I created from the office. And if you want to take it online, the address is bit.ly/people's voice 2025. So bit.ly/people's voice 2025. You can also contact my office if you need that link or you want another copy emailed to you. We can get you that. I'm going to be collecting data just some questions on people's thoughts about things I thought might come up in the legislative session. We'll be collecting this till probably early February, just to give everybody some time to get that done. And happy to take anything back to the office.
Thank you very much, Representative. I'm curious. You said there's some problems, streets that we're worried about speeding. Do you have a list of those offhand?
It's a long list.
Or is it a long list?
Yes.
Well, you can give it to me later. That's okay.
Okay, I'm happy to share with the board what I've kind of told the departments. I think that'll come up. I'm sure you know at all the open forums like this and all kinds of things come up. I'm sure there's some that aren't on there, but that's why we're kind of just taking mostly Q&A from the public about where they think attention needs to be from the departments.
I'm just surprised because, you know, all of us on the board, we don't speed.
Yeah, but you're only 2, 4, 6. There's only like a little over a dozen of you.
But I'm
There's
curious,
25,000
where, you
people
know,
who live in my district.
most of the time I'm following some person who's going 20 miles an hour and not 25 miles on, and I'm going, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, well, you know, I think, you know, we do have a lot of commuters too, right? Coming.
There should be a law against guys who drive too slow too, right? No, never mind.
Take that up, Chair.
All right. Any other questions or comments?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead. Johanna.
Hi, Jenna. The food land on the corner of School Street and Liliha. Is there anything that you can do, or is that a private entity? Because what I'm noticing when I come up Liliha is there's a lot of homeless making camps, you know, where the entrance door used to be. So there's a lot of homeless who are now camping out there, making that their house.
Yeah, so I can definitely, Kate, if you see any illegal activity kind of hopping on, definitely, again, right, I know you guys are good about calling HPD 911 to get them out there. I'll flag that location for the governor's coordinator on homeless office and also our core team. Maybe they can get some people out there, you know, try and move some of them along, do some of that outreach to try and get them into something, or, you know, at least kind of move them out of the area. I know that food supplies, that restaurant supply store is supposed to be moving into that space, so hopefully.
Yeah, but it's still like all
Yeah.
boarded up. And
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
like just yesterday I drove by and there was like 3 guys sitting right at the entrance door and they had their wagons, just everything sitting there.
Okay, I'll let the service provider guys know that maybe that's a place that they need to go out, start doing outreach and see who we can kind of move along, get into services at that location. Thank you. Okay,
You know, to
bye.
follow up on that, Representative, you know, actually Long's Drugs on the corner of Liliha and Huakini has been vacant. And of course, as Wayland said, in regards to the old food land, which is on, right next to McDonald's, do you know what's going to come up on there? Or you know, is there any, I mean, there's a lot of speculation, but would you know? I mean, if you don't, that's okay.
Somebody told me, I can't remember right now. I think there was a business that was going to be moving in there, though I can't.
Sort of thought, would that be in your bailiwick or should we ask somebody else? I'm just curious.
I mean, it's not really something they run by us usually.
No,
It's not-
that's
it's
okay
it's
then.
not a
I just
government
thought if you
agency
knew off
going
that. I'm curious because it's been vacant a long time. And as William said, you know, I go to McDonald's to get my 93-cent coffee and I see all the guys in front of camping out in the old Foodland entrance, making themselves at home. So I'm just curious.
Okay, so is a long, should I also send those service providers to the Longs, the Kukini
Well, yeah,
Longs too?
yeah, that one, that's been there a long time. I don't know what's going to happen there. Anyway, just curious. Any questions or any comments from the board? How about from the audience? Not yes. Mr. Lim, you want to come up and ask our representative for your question?
Hi, Representative Takanuchi. I just wanted to ask, would you be able to let us know what some of your legislative priorities for this session are? I think that's an important question because the session is about to start.
Yeah.
So this year, I know, oh, I forgot. I don't think I updated the board. This year I'm actually vice chairing the House Finance Committee. So very excited for that opportunity to see what's going on. I'm also sitting again as a member on Health and Human Services. I think one thing I hope to continue on, I think this past year we made a lot of good momentum in 2024 on mental health services. That's both behavioral health, so mental health and also substance abuse support services for people. I think, we've really been hearing from people that a lot of things that, I know are troubling in this community are kind of connected to these base root things. There's a lot of some of the crime, like the petty crime that we're seeing in our neighborhoods, a lot of the homelessness situations that we're seeing. So really hope that we continue that momentum that we've built for mental health support services. Another thing that I've been working on with the department and some of our private partners are, building our healthcare workforce. That's a big priority. We're really seeing, as people kind of age out and retire in the workforce, there's less people entering, between people moving away. There's just less people working in our workforce here, especially healthcare services nationwide are seeing shortages in, not just doctors and RNs, but all the way down to like our lab technicians and all of those kind of things. So we're trying to do things to attract people here, making whether those are incentives or, we have the loan forgiveness program for providers who are willing to serve in our communities to kind of help them want to stay here and practice in Hawaii. There's also a lot of pipeline development coming from our really great from our high schools even into our community colleges, into our workforce to kind of help people get these certifications and also so immediately enter as soon as they can after they're finished with school and also do continuing education. Our nurses can build on their licensure as they're practicing. So a lot of these things are really trying to address really a lot of the healthcare services and needs that we're hearing from community.
I'm going to assume that all of these items or these issues are really actually brought into your newsletter, right? You mentioned it. I mean, you do have a newsletter.
Yeah, I try to share and then
The only reason I asked that question, maybe you can give your newsletter to Mr. Lim. So if you have already discussed it in there, he can read about it, what you're doing.
Okay, I'll have a big file.
Yeah, so you
highlight.
get together with Mr. Lim right back there. Okay. Any other questions? Yes, yeah. Henry.
Now that you brought up mental health and whatnot, anyway, can we set a standard where you can't live by the rules of society? It's like you get put somewhere else away from society? Because we have to have a certain level of threshold, you know what I mean? Because the day that they snap is the worst situation. And the thing is, we have to set a bar somewhere because people walking down the street, you don't know when they're going to snap.
So a lot of this is kind of connected to what we've been working on for our Assisted Community Treatment Acts that we can do. These are kind of court orders that, need to be initiated, by the prosecuting attorneys with the help of our healthcare professionals for some of these people who are bringing into our ERs. They can get assessments where we can mandate treatment on behalf of the court if they're, deemed like they can't make their own decisions. There's actually also a process where, if people in community, friends and family are worried about somebody who they might be concerned about reaching this kind of, really critical mental health situation where they might not be able to also make their own decisions, you can actually contact the Attorney General's office. I can send a link to the board members. I might have included it in something recently, but and they can start looking into it. They still have to, go through due process and see what the situation actually is, but there is also that available for the community if you know somebody who might benefit from being able to get the help because they're kind of in a bad situation like you described.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on. Any other questions or comments from the board? How about the audience? Not representative. Thank you very much. Moving on, Representative Daniel Holt. Anybody from his office? How about Representative newly elected Representative Ikaika Hasi? Oh. Hi, congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. Let's see. previous speakers have covered the opening day of the legislature, so please stop by my office as well. We have really good food. Our food is coming from, at Kokua Kalihi Valley, which is on the other side of my district. There's inside the health clinic, there's a cafe there called the Roots Cafe. Carol knows it. And what they do is they source all local ingredients and they make really good food. A lot of it is from our local ethnic cultures. So it's really good. Please join us. And I might be playing some music. If I, depends on how many people are there. Anyways, so that's what's happening for me on Wednesday. I'm 20. Other folks have also mentioned that the bill introduction deadline is coming up on the 23rd of this month. I'm the vice chair of the Economic Development and Technology Committee, so several of my bills are pertaining to economic development, thinking about how can we grow our economy, but also make sure that local people are enjoying the benefits of it, in having a good quality of life. So we're looking at, for instance, all of the imports that we have coming into Hawaii. Those are all opportunities for us to think about local businesses that can be created to replace those imports and build local jobs, to utilize our local resources, our local talent. So those kinds of things are what I'm looking at for that committee. One issue that I wanted to bring up as a question for the neighborhood board members here tonight is, at least this is a bill idea that I'm thinking about, and I'd love your feedback, is our neighborhood boards, and I used to be on the neighborhood board for Kalihi Valley, tend to not have an operating budget for us to work with. We have a lot of things that we want done, right? We tend to have a very long list of projects that we want to see accomplished for our respective communities, but we don't ourselves have the resources to actually get it done. And it can be very frustrating. We can spend a lot of time. And so what I wanted to propose is a process by which neighborhood boards can designate a series of budget priorities that actually go to the city council, or even possibly to the legislature. And it's, within a certain dollar amount, these are priorities that you've identified that will be funded. That's sort of guaranteed funding for neighborhood boards to allocate and appropriate. And in some districts, like for instance, in Kalihi Valley, we have the RPZ program. It's a restricted parking zone program, which will generate some money. I'd like to say that programs like that, which are, they really affect the neighbors in a particular community, that the monies generated from that RPZ program should go and should become the budget that the neighborhood board can work with. So it's the money from the community, and then that sets dollars that you could utilize to identify your own priorities. So just an idea. Wanted to get your feedback on it. And beyond that, opening day is coming up, so please come and enjoy the festivities. And thank you very much. Good to see you, Paul.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you very much for coming. I've been on this board a long time, right? And I don't think I've ever seen the representative from the 29th district. Was it once? I've been here a long, no. So thank you. And we hope to see you more often.
I'll try to make it a habit.
Yeah, please. And I like the idea of giving us money, but we can't take it. Sorry.
Well,
But we can give you the priority on projects.
exactly. That's what I'm proposing.
But you said you're going to give us a budget?
I'd like the neighborhood boards to be able to identify priorities that go directly into the
You got
budget.
it. That's great. Thank you. Board, any comments?
Yeah, question,
Questions? Go
What
ahead.
exact,
Buena?
what exactly would that budget be allowed to be used?
That's a really good question. Like for instance, I think about the kinds of issues that always come up, right? It's like, for instance, we need sidewalks. We want to have the crosswalk painted. We want to fix, like at the bottom of my street, the street that I live on, the stop sign is there, but it's upside down. I'd like to be able to identify that we want to flip the stop sign back over the way it's supposed to be. So there's a number of these kinds of things which are all very doable. They do not require an act of Congress. They require small budgets, but are very much something that, they affect us every day, right? It's very frustrating if you want to walk down the street and there's no sidewalk, and it's all things that we can accomplish. So we should be able to set our own priorities.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from the board? Yes, Donald.
Yeah, Mr. Kaikai, remember, you also represent Cam Heights, okay?
Yes.
You say Cully Valley, but you also have Cam Heights. In Cam Heights, we have an issue on this intersection
Yes.
on school, on Kapalama and Hala Drive.
Right.
I would like to know what is your intention, because the city keeps on telling us that, oh, they have to make so-called research and all that. And remember, you and me, Mizuno had this thing about a roundabout. They came back and said, no, the roundabout is, the street is too narrow for a roundabout. I proposed a four-way stop sign, and they told me I cannot have a four-way stop sign. But yet that we get speeding on Kapalama Avenue every day. So the question I have is that I would like you to propose something to correct this problem we have on this intersection, because as far as I'm concerned, this intersection is the worst intersection on a residential area in Oahu, because it was already proven that we have more accidents in a residential intersection, but yet no one does anything about it. We propose, they tell us no. We propose, they tell us no. I mean, and they run back and say, oh no, we have to look on background. We have to check everything. That's a lot of bullshit, because they've been doing it when I asked for a four-way stop sign, when you guys asked for the roundabout. I mean, come on. I mean, for you and I talked about it. I would like to make a point that we will have something to resolve the problem on that intersection.
Yes, me too.
Thank
yeah,
you.
thanks for reminding me about that. I actually meant to talk about that tonight. So I ran into DTS Director John Nouchi the other day, and so we're scheduling a meeting. You're welcome to come to that meeting if you'd like, Mr. Nita. But I think where the conversation left off with Representative Mizuno is that she had introduced, I think, a bill, but I don't actually know what happened to that. But at any rate, I think it will require a formal traffic study, because that's part of the legal process that the city and county goes through. But it's always a matter of what is the priority, and so I think that we need to make sure that it is a priority for our executive branch, for both for the governor's side and the mayor's side. There's a neighbor who used to live on the corner, one house in from the corner, and she would call me almost every week to tell me about an accident that had taken place at that intersection. It is incredibly dangerous. So yes, and I think, by the way, part of the problem is that Palama Avenue is so wide and so straight that the people coming down that road, it just looks like a straightaway, And so I think part of it is actually sort of a road diet to take away some of the space on the sides, so that people have the feeling that they're driving on a narrower street, which tends to result in people driving slower and more safely.
I think that's great. I'm going to put that on the agenda for next, and then I'll put it under your presentation.
Good, and I'll make sure to
Which means you're going to be back with us next
Yes.
month, right?
That's going to compel my attendance.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the board, audience? Again, thank you for coming. You have a question, Mr. Lim? Yeah, why don't you come on up? Come on up.
Once, my name's Ryan, and one suggestion I wanted to give is, you mentioned you're thinking about bills regarding importing. My family, we own a business, and we work closely with the foreign trade zone here in Ala Moana. And one of the foreign trade zone is very important to our economy. It's where a lot of small businesses and even big businesses here in Hawaii store our product. And recently, the foreign trade zone has been having a lack of warehouse space, and they've started putting people on a wait list. So if the companies get waitlisted, they can't store their products there. And if they can't store their products there, they also can't sell it to other stores. So that really slows economic growth for our state. And I just wanted to give that as a suggestion for whatever bills you're thinking of.
Is that within your jurisdiction? I was about to say, yeah, I was DBED, right. Okay, you got the right guy. All right, thank you. All right, any other questions or comments? If not, moving right along. Governor's representative, Dallas? How about from First Congressional District Representative's Office, Ed Case? Anybody from Ed Case's office? Okay, moving right along. Before I ask for approval of the minutes, I had a request by Roz Kala. Yeah, she's from Kamehameha Schools, and she wanted to report that there's going to be construction in that area, just to kind of notify everybody. Is she here? She was supposed to report under resident concerns. Okay, I'll just mention, there's going to be construction, so beware, that's all. Okay, moving along, approval of the minutes, Monday. I'm sorry, December 9th, 2024. Any corrections to the minutes? If not, I entertain a motion that we approve the minutes. Moved by Dale, seconded by Chance. I don't believe we need a roll call. It's all in, is that right? All in favor, raise your right hand. Any opposed? No objections, motion's carried. Thank you. All right, under new business, I'm going to turn this over to Chance. He's got two resolutions. He's been busy. And the first resolution is Liliha Gardens resolution, and the other one is supporting the installation of crosswalk at New One of Bates Street. I'm going to turn the mic over to him. I'm going to ask him to read it. I know, I'm sorry, but in order for us to get it passed, we have to have it read. And you did such a great job in reading, so.
Thank you. This is for the resolution urging the city and county of Honolulu to prioritize the maintenance of Liliha Botanical Gardens. And I'd like to thank Rep. Takanochi for her help and insight on this resolution. Whereas the land where Liliha Botanical Garden sits was gifted to the Civic Federation of Honolulu in 1912 to be used and maintained as a public park for the enjoyment of the people of Oahu. And whereas now the current botanical garden spans 7.5 acres north of Foster Botanical Garden and is part of the city and county of Honolulu Botanical Garden System. And whereas the park was dedicated to perpetuating numerous native flora as a tribute to the Queen, and also houses Waika Alulu Waterfall and Nu'uanu Stream. And whereas in 2017, numerous individuals began using the section of Nu'uanu Stream in the Liliha Botanical Garden, abutting the School Street Bridge and the underlying bridge area to build living structures to conduct illegal activity, including alleged drug sales, prostitution, vandalism, and dismantling of stolen bicycles or mopeds, litter and loiter after posted park hours. And whereas this activity has negatively impacted the surrounding neighborhood safety, security, and cleanliness, puts those within the stream bed and drainage canal at risk for bodily harm from flooding during heavy rains, and jeopardizes our water systems with potential trash, hazardous waste, structural debris, and other matter potentially being washed downstream. And whereas due to the proximity of the garden, which is under the jurisdiction of the city and county of Honolulu, and the School Street Bridge, which is under the jurisdiction of the state of Hawaii Department of Transportation, joint agency cleanups of the area are necessary so that individuals there will vacate the area, allowing for the following issues to be resolved. Whereas area legislatures have attempted since 2017 to have joint agency cleanups of this location, which have resulted in 1 or 2 sessions per year. Now therefore be it resolved that the Liliha Pu'unui ʻＡlewa Kamehameha Heights Neighborhood Board Number 14 request that the city and county of Honolulu prioritize scheduling regularly quarterly maintenance of this location in collaboration with the State Department of Transportation to keep the area clean and clear of individuals and structures. Be it further resolved that copies of this resolution be transmitted to the mayor of the city and county of Honolulu, Honolulu City Council Member Dos Santos Tam's office, Department of Community Services, Department of Facility Maintenance, Department of Parks and Recreation, and the Hawaii State Department of Transportation.
First of all, any questions from the board about this resolution? Any questions from the audience about this resolution? Okay, if not, I'll entertain a motion
Hi,
that.
wait, Wes.
Yes,
Wes, this is Leanna.
yes,
Can you
Leanna, go ahead.
expand that cleanup to the bridge under New Uanu by the service station? Because there's illegal activity there as well. New Uanu and Pauoa.
No, we're just talking about the bridge under, was that, that's not included, is it? Oh, it is? No, it is not included, Leanna.
It's still part of that stream activity. That's why we've had cleanup there as well.
Yeah, well, if they want, we have to have another resolution. We're just talking about this resolution.
Okay, that's
Thank
fine.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, I'll enter a motion that we adopt resolution urging the city and county of Honolulu to prioritize the maintenance of the Liliuokalani and botanical gardens. Moved by Carol, is there a second? Seconded by
Second.
Dale. Discussion? If not, all in favor? Jeff, I'm going to ask for a roll call vote. Since this is a resolution.
Test, over. Okay, so just to clarify this, to adopt the aforementioned resolution, when I call your name, please use your microphone to vote. If you're online, when I call your name, please unmute. If you don't unmute, I'll circle back around and we'll try one more time. Board Member Higa.
Aye.
Board Member Ka'apu.
Aye.
Board Member Magoai.
Aye.
Board Member Mitsuda.
Aye.
Board Member Naoa-Ota.
Aye.
Board Member Peng.
Aye.
Board Member Yamamoto.
Aye.
Board Member White.
Aye.
Board Member Nita.
Aye.
Board Member Cantrell.
Aye.
Board Member Christian.
Aye.
And Chair Fong.
Chair votes aye. No objections. The motion is carried. Thank you very much. Second resolution, a resolution supporting area residents and neighborhood board number 12 in urging the city and county of Honolulu to reinstall the crosswalk near New Uanu Avenue and Bates Street. You want to read this?
Yes, Chair. Whereas the unmarked crosswalk near New Uanu Avenue and Bates Street is a heavily used crosswalk by pedestrians and residents. Whereas the unmarked crosswalk near New Uanu Avenue and Bates Streets is within 100 feet of two existing bus stops, both being across the street from one another. And whereas there is ADA compliant curbing currently in place where the unmarked crosswalk is, providing accessibility for wheelchair users and persons with disabilities or handicaps. And whereas in late 2018, the crosswalk near New Uanu Avenue and Bates Street was removed, and since the removal of the crosswalk area, residents have been requesting the city and county of Honolulu's DTS to reinstate the crosswalk. And whereas in response to the city and county of Honolulu's DTS required that improvements be made to the crosswalk so that it is in compliance with the city's then Complete Streets Design Manual. And whereas in 2019, monies were appropriated in order for improvements to be made to make the crosswalk safer for pedestrians, including the repainting of the crosswalk on New Uanu Avenue and Bates Street and the installation of pedestrian activated crossing signals. And whereas in 2021, DTS staff had met with area residents regarding the crosswalk near New Uanu Avenue and Bates Street. And whereas the Complete Streets Division of DTS and the New Wanu Punchbowl Neighborhood Board approved and recommended alternative design 3 for the area, which includes a raised median and curb extensions. Now therefore be it resolved that the Liliha Pu'unui ʻālewa Kamehameha Heights Neighborhood Board number 14 supports the area residents and the New Wanu Punchbowl Neighborhood Board 12 in their request to the City and County of Honolulu to prioritize the installation of necessary improvements and the repainting of the crosswalk near New Wanu Avenue and Beach Street. And be it further resolved that copies of this resolution be transmitted to the Mayor of the City and County of Honolulu, Honolulu City Council Member Dos Santos Tam's office, and the Department of Transportation Services. Thank you.
Any questions from the board, first of all?
Street.
Go ahead.
This is only half the street because our jurisdiction is the other side of the street.
It doesn't make it about jurisdiction. We're just basically supporting the repainting of the crosswalk, regardless where, when whoever has the jurisdiction. Any other questions or any comments by the board? How about the audience? Yes, go ahead.
Chair, my apologies. I did not write down if the DFM agency was also involved and whether or not they should be copied.
What agency?
DFM. Yeah, sorry.
Department of
Facilities maintenance. I did not take a note on who actually declined this request for the painting of the crosswalk. It's weird to me that they would hold this off for an elevated crosswalk when it's just simply to paint the road and then come back later. It just doesn't make sense to me. So I think we should copy everybody that's involved, especially those that decline this.
You want to make a motion that we amend the resolution to insert under be it further resolved, the last further resolved, the Department of Facility and Maintenance?
Yes, sir.
Is there a second to that motion? Second, any discussion? Okay, the motion is to amend the resolution by adding Department of Facility and Maintenance to the last word, be it further resolved. Discussion, yes. Who made the motion? You want to make, you make the motion? Who seconded? Seconded by chance. Okay, now discussion.
Thank you. Would I be able to see the city, the mayor's representative report again? Sorry. I believe that there is another department mentioned in that report that was included in the repainting of the crosswalk in the Lana.
So what are you saying?
I'm asking if I may be able to see the report from the mayor's rep. That way, I could also say if we could have that department in as well. Thank you, Board Member Cantrell. It's a good point, adding the other departments.
No,
I certainly don't want to hold this up, but I definitely want to make sure that everybody that's involved with the denial is actually included in this.
Yes, we do have the other department. Thank you, Chair Fong, for the part. I would also, if you'd be open to a friendly amendment, if that's possible, Chair. To the current motion.
Let's do it this way. Make it easier, okay? Rather than we have one motion. If it's okay with this is not exactly Robert's Rules of Parliament, but we're going to short trip this. What's the amendment? You want to add what else?
Can we also add on top of the Department of Facility Maintenance, the Department of Design and Construction?
Department and Construction. Is that okay with the maker of the motion? Okay, we'll include that in the motion to amend by including Department of Facility and Maintenance and Department of Design and Construction. Is that correct?
Yes.
And the second? You go along with that?
Yes.
Okay, any discussion on that? Okay, everybody understand the motion? We're just adding two departments. Any discussion? Any comments or questions from the audience on this? Okay, if not, roll call.
So we'll do a roll call for the amendment first, and then we'll do a roll call for the adoption following. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay, once again, when I call your name, please use your microphone and unmute your mic for online participants. Board Member Higa?
Aye.
Board Member Kapu?
Aye.
Board Member Magawai?
Aye.
Board Member Mitsuda?
Aye.
Board Member Naawa Ota? Member Pang?
Aye.
Member Yamamoto?
Aye.
Member White?
Aye.
Member Nida?
Aye.
Member Cantrell?
Aye.
Member Christian?
Aye.
And Chair Fong.
Chair votes aye, no objections. The motion to amend is carried. Now for the main motion, which is the main motion, including the two additions.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Is there,
Uh,
is discussion over for the main resolution as amended?
All right, okay, I'm gonna do it again. Well, I'll just entertain I'll make it clear. I'll entertain a motion that we adopt the resolution supporting the area residents and neighborhood board number 12 in urging the city and county of Honolulu to reinstall the crosswalk near New Wano Avenue and Bates Street as amended. Is there a motion? I mean, it was moved by Dale. Is there a second? Second by Darren. Okay, now discussion.
Okay.
Main motion as amended. Any questions from the board, first of all? Comments? How about the public?
WebEx.
Oh, Cora, go ahead.
Yep. I have a comment. I've been in communication briefly with a transportation planner during this meeting about the crosswalk. And it's actually the, hello? Oh, I thought I heard a voice. My understanding from the conversation, and this is actually someone who spoke last month. She's the chair of the CAC, and she's a professional transportation planner, knows the neighborhood, and she knows the problems with the crosswalk. She said, according to her, in its past form, the crosswalk was non-compliant. So there are ways to improve it, to get it back, but it may not be exactly the same thing. You can't just paint it back in. So, I think the resolution covers that, but I don't want the language. Again, I'd rather see the language in the resolution be broad enough that it encompasses a way to get the crosswalk be put in quickly, but be compliant in that location. And it's not just ADA, it's other things, I think. I'm not a transportation planner, so I'm not quite sure what's missing, but
I'm gonna ask the
there are other
proposer.
neighborhoods where there's been this problem.
Cora, what I'm doing, I'll ask the proposer of the resolution, any comments on that? Because actually, we're gonna have to adopt it. We're gonna adopt it as is.
I was gonna ask what language or what recommended additions.
Right. Yeah, well, I
could be
wouldn't be
made.
able to recommend it, I wouldn't be able to make a recommendation at this point because I don't know the details. Yeah, and I don't want to delay the process, so with reservation, maybe I'll vote on this. But I wanted to explain why.
Understood. Thank you.
Yeah, what you could do is you can vote with reservations, up to you, Cora. But
Sure.
this is what the resolution is that as is written is what we're trying to approve as amended. Yeah. Okay, any other discussion by the board? Okay, how about the audience? Okay, if not, ready for the vote? Roll call?
Okay, so again, once again, the motion is to adopt the resolution supporting the installation of the crosswalk at New Wano and Bates Street with the proposed amendments. When I call your name, please use your microphone.
As amended.
As amended, yes. Board Member Higa? Board Member Kapu,
Aye.
Board Member Magawai,
Aye.
Board Member Mitsuda,
Aye.
Board Member Na'oa Ota,
Aye.
Board Member Ping, Board Member Yamamoto,
I with reservations.
Board Member White, Board Member Nida, Board Member Cantrell,
Aye.
Board Member Christian,
Aye.
and Chair Fong.
Chair votes aye. No objections, the motion's carried. And I want to thank Chance for drafting both resolutions that took a lot of comprehensive research. Thank you very much, Chance. Hopefully, it'll do some good. All right. Moving right along, let's see. Where are we? I guess we're community organization. Anybody from Liliha? Anybody from St. Francis? No, we have somebody here from Lanakila.
Yes. So Lanakila Senior Center, I passed out the news, the Lanakila Kupuna news. And then I also wanted to share, they are doing a fundraiser with Savers where you bring in clothing, household items, but not really big things, books. Last day to turn these in would be tomorrow, Tuesday, January 14th, between 8 and 8:30 a.m. So if you have one of these things, you just drive through the back by the basketball courts at Lanakila Multipurpose Senior Center, and they'll take your donations, and then on Friday, they're taking them to Savers, and they'll get a donation from Savers for what they donate to Savers. Fake. And then other than that, their classes are starting up, and there are many. They had just say, yes, maybe 40 classes, 50 classes. So if you are age 60 or above, please do come and join the Lanakila Multipurpose Senior Center. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. If I want to donate something to Lanakila, I can get a receipt from them too for the donation? Just for a tax write-off?
You mean money or
No.
towards the fundraiser?
Yeah, no, to the, something in writing, like the Salvation Army or Goodwill.
Usually they do, but I'm not sure about this one because,
Well, then I'll wait. I mean, it's already.
yeah, it doesn't, it
Just
does
curious.
not say anything about it on this one because this
You
is
can
just a
email it back to
drive-through.
me. I think I gave most of my stuff away in the.
Okay, it's just tomorrow, so.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. I'm just curious. I got a whole year.
No, they do it
On-
pretty,
on-
they do it pretty regularly, but not,
Okay.
yeah.
And do you guys have anything special for the Chinese New Year's planned?
I don't see anything on
Yeah, I don't see that either.
the calendar.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? None? Thank you. Let's see. Any other, Friends of the Library. Brandon, are you still there? I guess. Brandon? He bowed out. I don't know when we're going to have the opening ceremony for the Liliha Library. Remember that? That was 2 years ago, wasn't it? Well, don't hold your breath. At least they're open. I mean, heavens, I gotta go, yeah. Okay. Any other nonprofit organizations? Okay, again, a couple of announcements. Just remember, gentlemen and ladies, I got four back. Don't forget to register to come back on as a candidate and come back hopefully to come join our neighborhood board family. We have a very good neighborhood board family, so I hope you all reapply. Anybody has anything for the good of the service, as they say? Okay, if not, it is 8:20 and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Oh, I have something.
Oh, you do? All right,
Yeah.
Donald.
if you look at the one that the neighborhood board gave us,
The
the
what?
plaque right there. No, I'm sorry,
Oh, the banner.
the banner. What happened to Kamehameha Heights? You know, neighborhood board representative, I'm sorry, but, we have everything except Kamehameha Heights, as far as I'm concerned.
You want us to give it back to them?
Yes.
And you,
And reprint and add Kamehameha Heights.
well, I know that because our new representative from 29th district is offended because he's not on here, right?
That's right.
You got Cam Heights, right?
Yes,
That's your,
it is Cam Heights.
now you don't have to come.
And it is, it is also the largest sub-district with 3 seats.
All right, got it. All right. I don't know, Jeff, what do you want? What are you gonna do?
I'm not entirely too sure of the correct process to get the banner, but I would definitely follow up with the request and I can send out an email first thing tomorrow.
And you want to we'll keep it until you get a new.
I would keep it for the time being. Yes, sir.
And if anybody's got a black pen, we can add on Cam Heights on the bottom of there.
I'm
right?
sorry, but I represent Cam Heights, okay?
I know.
And that's why I'm objecting to
Hey,
that banner.
You bring
I'm concerned.
you bring the pen, the felt pen, and you put it right over here. Cam Heights. But thank you. That's very observant, right? All right, where was I? Adjourning. Now it's 8:21. I entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved by Chance, seconded by Darren. And before we adjourn, I want to thank everybody for coming, especially our new representative, okay, and our old representative, and our guest over here. Okay, and Jeff, thank you. I know you're going to be not with us next month, right? All right, but thank you. Thanks. Okay, all in favor, say aye. And anybody opposed? Motion's carried. Stick around, help us put away the benches. Thank you.